Hello, StarCraft fans. This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between WRJ and Barcode on Ruins of Seras. Alright, so on the bottom left side of Ruins of Seras, we have the red Zerg player. It is WRJ from HOA, which is not Homeowners Association, but instead is Horsemen of the Apocalypse. And in the top right of Ruins of Seras, we have the blue Protoss player. It is Barcode from what I think is a Japanese or a Chinese clan. So fair enough, probably Chinese, not Korean. Alright, so WRJ does open up using the extractor trick to get up to 15 harvesters, quickly gets the Overlord out at the same time. We are going to probably see a hatch first play here. Again, Ruins of Seras is a pretty big map, and it takes a lot of time to scout out. The probe is coming out here, but I don't think it will find the Zerg player for at least a couple minutes here, allowing the Zerg to get that 15 hatch up. Are we double hatching? Or is that a scouting drone? Okay, that's a scouting drone. I was like, wow, 3 hatch here. Pretty gutsy stuff from WRJ, but no, just standard. Hatch first into, hopefully, spawning pool at some point here. And gonna happen, WRJ. Doesn't have enough minerals to do it, so maybe not. Scouting out, the probe sees nothing. Probes goes up into the main just to make sure it's not a crazy one-base Zerg play he needs to be ready for. And they're going to meet in the middle here. They are going to give a kiss. There's a little nip. And say, alright, so the Protoss player knows where the Zerg is at this point. Going to be down at the bottom left. This probe scouting as well. Look at this double probe scouting from Barcode. I'm not sure if Barcode was hit by something in the past. Maybe he got like 16 pulled recently and was very sad about that. But not going to happen today. There's the gas. There's the spawning pool. Get some workers on that gas, WRJ. And indeed, he's... No, I thought he was. Does not do it. Oh, throws down a pylon here. How annoying indeed. Spawning pool not finished yet. 3 drones have been pulled off. Is there a forge back home? There is a forge. That's what the scouting was for. Wanted to cannon rush the Zerg player. Look at all these drones being pulled off the line. There's the cancel. All the drones go to work. Happily that the crisis has been averted, rather. That is the vocabulary word of the day. All these probes being pulled off as well to deal with this drone. So a lot of lost mining time from both players. I think the probe basically said, I can't really get a cannon down here and do much with it, but look at all the lost mining time I caused WRJ to have. That's probably worth it for me. Canceled the pylon, took the losses, and just ended them. And is trying to head home, but these Zerglings are going to chase him all the way back. That probe is not long for this world. Cannon being thrown up behind the cybernetics core. I'm not a huge fan of putting the cyber core on the front lines like this. It just seems like you're asking for lings or roaches to come up and take it down. But it might work out for Barcode if you ask me. Drone turns into an extractor to scout things out, to be super annoying. Protoss loves his gas. That's for sure. This poor probe again is going to die eventually. The lings are slow, but they'll catch it. No speed being researched at all right now. Nothing on gas at all at this point right now for WRJ. So I think we're, yep, there goes the third hatchery. Going to try to drone up as much as humanly possible. The more drones you have on the gas, the fewer you have for that mineral income, which you really need to get up that drone count. It's 28 drones to 31 probes right now. WRJ is definitely behind on that count, which is never where you want to be. Queen comes up, gets a nice little creep tumor lay down here. I don't know about the positioning. I guess maybe to get down here to connect with a hatchery here. A 4th base possibly could be taken. Maybe planning for that. Mothership core on the way. Oh, there's a Stargate. A Stargate as well for the Protoss player. So how many gateways are on the field right now? Let me see how many buildings we have. I think they're all right here. So single gateway into cyber core with a forge. Forge hasn't done much so far, but there goes the Stargate. So I think we might see an Oracle opening here, possibly a Skytoss player in the works here for Barcode. I really don't know what to expect. That's why I cast these games. It's exciting for me, as it is for you. Lings chasing around another probe. One of these guys has a kill. Yep, that guy has a kill. This guy does not. He wants it though, man. He's going after this probe. The probe is stuck, glitched out a little bit. Going to try to make a mad dash for home. A couple more shots and it will die. I think it might survive thanks to this cannon and this stalker. And it does. Oh, it gets in with 5 hit points. Barely survives here. Mothership core working as best she can in conjunction with the stalker to take out this extractor. And it does explode. Vespene gas extruding as that happens. Another base. Oh wait, we already saw that base. 3 bases. Thought that was a 4th for a second. Must be late. Anyway, 4th base now up for the Protoss player. Queen popping, inject queen, do it. Inject, you have enough energy for it, come on. WRJ, there it is, good inject, good queen. Little oversaturated here, could probably transfer some of the drones down. Oracle, no, getting them drone transferring drone kills. Look at this timing from Barcode. And 4 kills. Oh, it gets a little bit greedy, is killed with its 4 kills. Spore Crawler gets some shots off on it. Good placement there by the Spore. Those workers were forced to retreat. Total number of drones killed was 4 there. So, alright, not bad. Didn't pay for the Oracle. You probably want 5 to really pay for the Oracle, and 6 if you want to feel good about yourself. And anything before that or after that is considered gravy. Double Evolution Chamber, Spire on the way. Overseer as well for WRJ. Ling's coming up to do some scouting out to see what is going on. They're not going to get through this with the cannon and the Zealot. Oh, the Zealot was not in hold position. The Lings get right on in. They're going after workers. No, I think they want to scout, and indeed they do. They're going to scout on up here into the main. They're going to see the starport, which they already knew existed. So not super useful. They're going to see that stalker. Again, not useful at all. There's not much information. Honestly, the Ling's got a good scout off, but it didn't tell him much. And there we go. The additional Stargate's on the way. The Fleet Beacon as well for Barcode. It's, I mean, just pretty lucky timing there for Barcode, to be honest. Like a couple minutes later, those Lings come through. They see exactly what's going on. They see the extra Stargate. They see the Fleet Beacon. They say, all right, this is a Sky Toss. The Zerg player can prepare for it. But right now, all he really saw... all W really saw were gateways, cybernetics core, a single Stargate, which could be anything. That's not going to give you too much information, so it's going to be interesting to see how W prepares for this. Again, having the Spire is very useful. And what other tech is the choice here? Roach Warren is up. If we see Hydras, we might be able to see what's going on in W's mind. Inject. Inject, Queen. I command you. 1, 2, 3. Inject. Oh man, my inject power is not very good right now. Hatchery on the way. Moving out across the map are these Lings just to scout things out. Make sure there's not a crazy like 5th and 6th base coming up from the Protoss player. The Void Rays make themselves known though. That's a lot of Void Rays. So that might be the tell that W needs to say, alright, this is definitely a Sky Toss. The Lings come in, a lot of cannons and a lot of Void Rays kill all of them pretty much instantly. So 8 Mutalisks are on the way, +1 ground melee, as well as +1 ground carapace on the way for W. More and more Stargates being produced. That's 1, 2, 3 there now. Carriers on the way, Zealot legs, +1 air weapons, shields as well. The good thing about shields is they affect everything that Protoss can make. Ground units and air units, robo units and biological and everything. So that's a pretty good upgrade if you're going Sky Toss, because you want other units to actually help be a buffer between your carriers. Straight carrier is actually not as good as you would think. They can be taken down by Corruptors, by Hydras, do pretty well. Parasitic Bomb can be a good choice as well for Zerg. But if you have things like Archons and Templar to deal with ground units that are available, like get rid of all the Hydras with a couple well-placed Storms, you're in a much better spot as a Sky Toss player. What is this? Hallucinated Phoenix getting the scout off, seeing pretty much everything. Those are the ultimate scout. Inject Queen. Not going to happen. Muta's trying to find a juicy place to kill probes. They find one. Getting a few kills there. Not doing a super amount of damage. But maybe trying to take out this Nexus before the units show up. Mothership Core pickoff would be nice. Are they going to get it? They do get the Mothership Core. No! So close. They go after the carrier instead. Is the first carrier for Barcode going to die? It does. No, Mutas, get the Mothership Core. No, they decide not to. Instead, they're going to sit here and get transferring probes, going after cannons, getting individual Void Rays. Mutas do okay against Void Rays, actually, as 1, 2 Void Rays, 3 Void Rays do fall. The Muta Harass being very, very effective for W at this point. Heading on away, saying, all right, I think we did enough damage for today. 9 probes have been killed. I think 2 of those were Lings, so maybe 7 by those Mutalisks, a single carrier, and 3 Void Rays have died. Resources lost tab shows us 1,100 minerals and 300 gas for the Zerg player, 1,700 minerals and 800 gas for the Protoss. So definitely being very good for the Zerg player with that Muta Harass, doing an excellent job using his units, trying to keep them alive as best he could. He did end up losing 3 Mutas, but not as bad as it could have been, all things considered. Creep spread looking okay as well for W, moving on down this lane, kind of moving up the top as well. This is a really big map. It's hard to do amazing creep spread unless the game goes into like the 40-minute mark, but W is making a go of it, to be sure. This is still oversaturated. I don't know. I guess this is fully saturated as well. Maybe transfer some of those workers down here. This base is also oversaturated. W could do a much better job transferring. Here come the Dark Templar though. And is our Zerg player ready for it is the question. The Overseer sees them. Oh, just catches it. Good positioning there indeed. Dark Templar running left and right. How many Overseers are available? There is a Spore Crawler here, which is good. And Dark Templar going to try to kill this Queen. This Dark Templar getting all the way in here to the natural as well. Queen trying to kill that DT. The Lings running left and right, trying to do what they can. DT is up to 4 kills. And actually manages to escape just for a second before getting knocked down by those Lings. That was an excellent placement of that Overseer. Having it right here, I'm not sure if it was planted or if it was moving out. But regardless, it was pretty darn good. Corruptor Mutaball looking fairly intimidating right now for W. They do have +1 flyer attacks coming right on into this 3rd, 4th base, killing all of the probes that are here. A lot of them. Are the Corruptors ready to go? They are. 1 carrier falls. 2 carriers fall. 3 carriers fall. Corruptors and Mutas are dying, but getting rid of all of these carriers, that was worth it for sure. There's only 1 carrier left in this armada for the Protoss player. If you look at the resources lost tab, again, 3,500 minerals, 1,500 gas lost for the Zerg player, but 4,100 minerals and 2,300 gas for Barcode. So again, losing some units here left and right is worth it if you're going to kill carriers to prevent that carrier ball from getting too big. So I like this strategy from W. The injects are bad. I'm just going to say it straight up. Injects are not good right now from the Zerg player. That's been injected. This has not been injected. This has not been injected. This has not been injected. This one either. Oh, has been injected now. I think just barely. That happened. I think this is also on the patch where you can queue up injections. I could be a liar about that. I don't know. I'm trying to keep my patches straight, but man, they are so frequent in this beta. I just kind of gave up. I'm casting whatever I have. Whatever I can load, I will cast. So I'm going to try to do better once it's retail here in about a month. But for now, you're kind of stuck with not knowing exactly what patch this is, and I apologize for any confusion that may cause. Once we're in retail and we're pretty much solidified, we'll do a much better job of labeling things that way. So Lings moving up here with Corruptors, with Mutas and Overseers, going to try to lay waste to this base, but there are a lot of Zealots here. Archons as well on the ground. Corruptors immediately going after individual carriers, focusing them down. All the carriers are gone, but that ground unit, that ground army is gone as well. All that's left are the Corruptors. Another carrier gets killed. Is that Mothership Core going to live? Nope, never mind. The Corruptors changed their mind, turned around, killed it, and then retreated. So see, that's what I mean. The ground army did a good job getting rid of all of those Zerglings. But man, that's a lot of carriers that died. And that release interceptor ability, it looks like it persists even after the carrier that released the interceptors is gone. So that's kind of interesting. If you know your carrier is going to die, a lot of Corruptors show up, a lot of Vikings, whatever, release interceptors and at least they can still attack, right? They can attack even when the carrier is gone, and they can provide some additional DPS in your battle. So that has been a tip from Falcon Paladin, as evidenced by Barcode. Another attack here with some Zealots running around trying to kill this Queen. Good micro, getting that Queen on out of there while we're trying to defend with a couple Mutas. I don't know if it's going to be enough. Going after, ooh, the Greater Spire is under fire. Hey, that rhymed. Yep, way too many Zealots. The Zealots do have +1 attack upgrades, forcing the cancel. The Spire ends up dead as well. We're actually forced to pull drones off the line. Lings are popping out as well and trying to clean this up. More and more Lings streaming in. The Zealots are holding their own fairly well, but just too many Lings and that's it. The Zealots are gone, and here comes the push. Barcode trying to even up the battle here. 8 Ultralisks in production, +3/+3 on the way, as well as chitinous plating. I like this play. We are actually going for the Greater Spire again somewhere. Was there a second Spire? Anyway, this base looks like it's dead. These Lings are trying to come in, but that is not going to happen. A lot of DPS is going down on that Saturated. It does explode. All these drones are also going to die unless they manage to escape, and you know what? Some of them do. Surprisingly. Oh, transferring drones. Terrible. They do turn around at the site of the carnage, and most of them get on out of there, but this base died immediately for W. Where is his army? And here it is. Ultras, Corruptors, some Mutas, some Lings, going to try to bottle this army in, and they do come from the left side and from the right side. The Ultras on top of everything. Corruptors need to focus down that carrier if they can. Ultras doing a great job of staying alive. So many units dying. The Mothership Core as well, completely dead. The Stalkers are forced to stand and fight. No, they found an avenue of escape, blinking out of there. An Archon dies. Zealots dying as well. Some small scattered units of the Protoss army are managing to escape, trying to kite, trying to snipe down individual Ultras. Another Archon ends up dead. Blinkstalker is actually doing fairly well against these Ultras with 7 armor. They do have +2 attack. 2 more carriers on the way. And again, the Ultras really don't want to stand and fight here. Good sniping by the Protoss player. The Lings are trying to get us around before the blink can occur. And they do catch one. And these guys, no blink is available. The Zerglings are very, very fast. Pin them against a wall. And every single one of those Zealots is going to die. No! Just kidding. The Stalkers, rather, are going to die. I said, but I was a liar. Blinking out again. Blink has a really fast cooldown. It's faster than I think it is. Look at that. Replacing the base immediately, catching up to all of these Zealots. Archon gets killed as well. Corruptors come in, take down a carrier. Oh, just terrible, terrible day for Barcode. The Zealots on the ground are no match for the overwhelming number of 3/3 Lings. This base is in a lot of trouble. All of the probes here are forced to retreat. An Immortal comes down as well. Caustic Spray being used on this Nexus. It is end of the day for that Nexus for sure. Immortal also dies with a single kill to its name. Mothership Core, why are you here? Oh, Mothership Core dies immediately. That was not good for Barcode at all. We do have a Dark Templar causing some trouble here, but it does get caught by a bunch of those Lings and gets cleaned up. I just think it's a little bit too little too late. Ultras are at the front door of Barcode, and that's it. Barcode calls the GG, is defeated, and W is victorious. So just incredible, incredible macro there. Able to get up a ton of Corruptors, Mutas, get Ultras with +3/+3 as quickly as he did as well. Amazing play from W. Barcode playing it fairly well at the same time. Did snipe down this base, got some harassment in with some Dark Templar, but just not enough to slow down the Zerg Armada, or the Zerg Swarm rather, and that was it. So Resources Lost tab shows the story of the game there. W lost 13,000 minerals, 5,000 gas, 18,000 minerals, and 7,800 gas were lost by the Protoss player, and that's not something you like to see if you're a SkyToss. You want to be effective, cost-effective with your units, and that was just not something that could happen today for our blue Protoss. So this has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. You can catch me on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, you take care of yourself.